That's a nice opportunity to practice my speech a little bit. Just let me send some invitation links to my stream. And I need to execute a program on my computer to turn on the phrases. So here we can see a game between Team Tails and Team Hell Kitties or something like this. I mean, Goll and Terry versus Ritter and Zhizha. There is no Chlisich, there is no Classic, there is no Yeblan, only Zhizha for today. And yeah, I decided to comment this game in English, just to give myself a bit of practice. But to be honest, right now it's nothing to say here. Okay, Zhizha somehow lost a bowman. And maybe traded it for a vagabond. Actually, I wonder why in Russian they are named Squire, but Squire is like weapon carrier, like оруженосец. Well, that's a decent trade after all, because vagabonds are not that strong, bowmen are maybe stronger. I'm not sure though. But yeah, they are... It's like army made of paper. So Ritter is coming from top, losing a lot of war bomb. Okay, so it's like Zhizha Gaming, so-called. I assume they... I mean, Zhizha team lost more. Yeah, by far more than those two. And this fight sometimes might be not convenient, though it's not the worst composition which is possible to get here. They just need to chill out a little bit. Maybe less dancing. Maybe dancing with swords is probably better. But and right now Terry is making some mistakes, in my opinion, giving some chances. Oh, what is this? Actually, yeah, I just should change the voice lines to Russian ones, because those are too bad in my opinion. I don't know. So, -7 squires for Terry. And right now it's not that unbalanced as it was before, because Ritter is far more efficient against Golem compared to Zhizha. And so here's the contact. So Zhizha is faster to support with his swords. Looks like top is for the right team. But because they are too long here staying idle. That's too long for them. And that's why they will likely lose this game. It's more likely for them to lose this one. Still a lot of swords, but Zhizha also has his 10 swords, charging to kill ranged units, so nah. It was a nice start by Terry personally, but the continue, like, the what was going after wishes to be better. All the following wishes to be better. Fucking Baraban. I mean, Will. Where is it? Let me open this spreadsheet and find here a link for this wheel. Here we go. Seems like Niguna. Team map for 2 versus 2. Well, it's just an ordinary map in my opinion. We played the game, the first game of this tournament there. It was no problem. And actually a good map. I don't know. It's quite wide, so it's there are no issues with positioning here on Niguna. Hello, Harry. I'm from England, America today. So I would really appreciate some dialogue from with chat. It's Niguna. Well, it should be. Because my role was for Niguna. And they probably want to roll it once more for some reason. And it's Plankton. It's saved. What? It's save. Possible. Thunder, it's not like the locations in this map pool are balanced themselves. It's not like this. You know. How would I put this? I think the majority of maps here, they have some kind of broken moments. Maybe, okay, maybe not the majority, as Eruption is eliminated from the map pool. But sometimes you just look at the location and you see that they are not equal. And definitely you have some preferences in side choosing. hate Niguna as well. As I can consider, well, those guys who were active during the League Prime period, they hate Niguna because they played it for too many times. And I missed this part because I came back to this game in late 2022, when the league was almost dead by that time. And I don't hate Niguna, I don't even dislike it. It's just a decent map, I think. It's poorly designed. Yeah, its design is not the strong side of that map, but actually it's quite... It's a good, not by graphic design, but as game design. It's just a decent map. Of course, it was designed not for the latest beta, which is why we had such issues with the amount of mines and such stuff. What are they talking about here? For some reason there is plankton. Seems like they don't give a shit about me and my words and everything, so that we will see Plankton here. I don't mind, actually. Plankton is also a good map. Maybe, in my opinion, it can be the same disadvantage for Plankton and Niguna, is that because this map is... It just became quite popular and usual. That's it. But unlike Niguna, this map is has random storehouse placement, which makes it more interesting anyway. Yeah, Thunder, exactly. It's maybe top tier. Well, by the time of its creation, of their creation, it was definitely tier 1. I agree. They're just good. I mean, open battlefield, which is really welcome to see. Especially as this map was designed for 3 versus 3, it's necessary. Interesting locations, not the easiest one maybe, though they're kinda easy anyway, but still. And you know, it's if I have to choose from poor graphic design but good game design and counter thing, a good graphic design and bad game design like Megaland, my choice is obviously for Niguna. Empty battlefields. Well, in beta you can draw a beautiful empty battlefield more easier because of brushes and their connections with each other. Big amount of different tiles and stuff like this. That's what I actually tried to do on my project Schizophrenia. But still. What do we have here? For some reason I'm checking the storehouses, but the resources, they are fixed resources. So what's about placement? The placement. This placement maybe favors some gold stuff, because it's quite close to the gold, and as for iron, only 2 mines here available. For the rest you have to go to bottom. And well, I think that on Plankton the dominant strategy is it really depends on the initial storehouse placement. For example, if we had storehouse here, it would be better to make farms, definitely, to make like a default iron plus leather strategy. And here, well, you still need to invent something to somehow get to the open valleys to make those farms. Which might be not that easy. So this is Zhizha and the Golem in such conditions. And as for Terry and Rita, well, I think this one might suit default more, but actually the same thing with iron here. Though it's easier, you know, to get both iron and gold and iron here with a lot of coal. And just take this third iron mine and build to the bottom. But we'll see. We will see. Undecisive. Indecisive from Golem here. A short period of idleness. And Harry, what do you mean by game design issues on Niguna? I'm just curious. Some locations in beta, well, they are not balanced because this map wasn't designed for beta. There's no such issues with iron, for example. And on some maps in this map pool, we have a situation with different amount of iron mines, for example. Like on Reprisal of Odas. There are 6 on the location number 3. You mean one location can take an iron man from the adjacent location? As far as I remember, there's equal number of mines per location, but in some cases you can take a mine from the adjacent location, from the near one. Bottom right. I'm not sure though, let me check. Bottom right. No. There are 3 mines. And bottom left as well, but for let me show this one. On the if you play 1 versus 1, for example, on this location you can place an iron mine here, which is you know, it's not that long from this gold, but you can mine this iron. The thing is that this iron is not the third location. It doesn't belong to third location. It's this one. And as we had to choose 2 adjacent near locations in the game, so that's not of a big use, I think. And as for default amount, that's well, okay, there are 4. Okay, I agree. So yeah, that's not good. I agree. Well, it's not like complete 4 mines, like 3.5 maybe, but still, that's advantage for this location for sure. And there are a lot of such cases in this map pool, and even in Canyon map. The same thing with mountains and the mining mechanics. Well, I'm just feeling with some talking a boring part of building, where all the guys are maybe doing the same thing, just building everything to their sawmill. It's possible to postpone some quarries here because of 80 initial stone, which is probably only Zhizha is using this feature. Though it's quite dangerous, I mean. As for gold mines, that's a common problem for lots of map here. Sometimes it's a disparity of amount, sometimes it's just big amount, which wasn't meant initially, which really makes those map favorable for rushes. The thing is just, well, I don't want to insult Sado, but he just took some maps which was like popular some time ago, and some of them already showed themselves problematic during the latest Thunder tournament, and then just, let it be, and just organize the tournament. That's why we have the same issues which were discovered almost a year ago. And here we go again. And the answer is quite easy, because during the last year there is only a few maps were added to the game. I don't count Wonderland here, because Wonderland itself is just a map pool. But not counting this, there's a little few maps appeared for 60 PT. And maybe all of them were made by Thunder. Which means that it requires some more time and will, maybe hard work, to organize all of this stuff. That's why I actually count this tournament as a meme one, maybe. And I have no desire to try hard here. Though Gross wanna persuade me to do so. And maybe I will, because in our last game against W33 and Trash, the performance was far from being perfect. Necessarily balanced either, well, you know, compared to all the other maps, Wonderland 1 versus 1 is one of the most balanced map ever existed. 4 versus 4, definitely not, because of some positions of locations to each other. Sometimes it can create unbalanced compositions. That's why they added some barriers near each location during peacetime, but this will be released only with the new beta. Yeah, 1 versus 1 is almost complete favor. It's as balanced as possible, in my opinion. Sometimes, yeah, with different positions, it's maybe better to be closer to the frontier, or maybe farther from it. But it varies on locations. And sometimes, you know, some locations are even, but some sides of them may be more protected than the other. For example, try to imagine that we have locations like here, and this would be a front of one location, and for the opponents it would be a rear. That's what I mean. Of course, there is no such landscape on Wonderland locations, but sometimes it's quite close. It's easier, for example, to defend the top on some locations than to protect bottom. But actually, even during the whole tournament, it didn't have any huge impact on performance. Left. Well, it compensates that it's the same for the right. So, yeah, but sometimes it can be an issue. For example, if you had your storehouse as something like here, if it's even possible. So, yes, of course, this location in this case is by far more preferable. That's stronger position in this case. I'm not sure though that it's possible, but and if you maybe limit it with your random like in this area, then it's okay. It's just okay. It definitely has some influence, but not that huge. Development directions. You mean the overall map design? Yeah, for sure. For example, for all maps with, for example, Glitch in the Desert design, you just have to place your locations maybe just one side to another. Because even those... I call it like G form because it's not G but G in Russian. Like small r. Like... Wait a moment, I just bought a new keyboard, I'm not used to it. Like this or this occasions, and there are some issues with it. But it seems like extra barriers would solve them. Scripted ones. And yeah, the whole design of that random maps, it just has to be its own. You cannot just put the script on any map and then voila. Everything is ready. It's not like this. I think that some location with the fixed position of storehouse, they're not bad. To be honest, they're not bad. The problem is that because they might be interesting, you had to put some effort to perform there completely. But what I want, yeah, I just focused on the Zhizha's woodcutter. And they are really staying idle here, just chilling. I wanted to say what I wanted to say. I lost my thoughts, so it was something about random maps. Ah, yeah. The thing is that after several games here, you can find the perfect or almost perfect scenario of building here, and then just repeat it over and over again, which is problematic. But how would I put this? It's problematic if this map is played often. For example, if we just remember such maps from time to time, for example, during the tournaments, it's quite okay. Because you... Once again, you have to play here maybe after half of a year or even a year break. And sometimes there may be some new maps to the map pool and you have to guess what's the most efficient strategy here. Six woodcutters, the behavior from the newest random maps. 6 quarries. I'm surprised that Zhizha is the first who... Yeah, okay, he built because he placed his quarries quite late. He had 2 and only 2 with 15 stones in his storehouse, so probably he was just a little bit overprotective. And actually, it's not about random maps. It's just about new beta surf and builders changes in behavior. By the way, pay attention to this inn, it's quite interesting. Interesting. Really Interesting. Well, that would be maybe not a disaster, but feasible difficulties in bringing this big amount of food from here to there. But after it's finished, it would be nice, because all of his food production will be somewhere here. But the thing is that it would probably better just to cut off all of those trees. Is this one uncuttable? Or he just forgot to move? No, he can't, because in this case... Seems like this one is uncuttable. Yeah, seems so. Because they are just chilling idle. Because they cannot go here somehow to this point, maybe, to start filling this off. And yeah, what I wanted to say, it's 6 quarries are good for new builders and serfs behavior. Though it's some like an overkill. He should probably close the stone on his storehouse. I don't know. And also for every large map, large locations, it's good to have 6 quarries. I am sure that Ritter is probably going to add the 6th a little bit later. Right now it's not necessary, because I mean, all the players, they had 80 stones initially, which is more than standard. Standard is 60. Well, guys, just observe a map a little bit. I will get something to drink. I think 2 cups should be enough. Oh wait. What I'm seeing here? A town hall. Barbarian Cloud X bows, the first thought I have here. As I can guess, this composition is definitely for default strategy. Я не понимаю, о чем ты трэш. Что вплотную именно? About this town hall? Nah, it's still fine, I think. It depends on the amount of gold. If it will be something like 240 for 30 barbarians, it should be enough. I mean, it's not a big deal. Though it's not pleasant in my opinion too. Yeah, I would prefer to have at least one tile gap. Ты просто сказал он, а это не он, это она. As for Golem, seems like he also wants to make a town hall. Well, it's obviously town hall. So this is for food. I'm not sure that town hall here would be more powerful, stronger. The thing is that this map is huge, which means that they will spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes extra just to get here. Second problem that they will probably need a market to make a scout. Otherwise, they will have issues with revealing the area. And scout is not that cheap, to be honest. Well, I wonder. Well, technically speaking, there are 5 gold mines and 5 iron mines. But there is a nuance, if you wish. Their location is not that comfortable to get them at once. Hello, Mikus. Which means timing's much worse. And, you know, strategy with X-Bows and Barbarians, it likes fast timings. And these timings are not fast at all. I mean, gold here is quite okay for Terry. I agree. It's okay. It's okay. Let us put it like this. It's okay. Wood is probably bearable. But to get the rest of the iron, so I mean, this location may be better for this with such storehouse placement. But as for this one, I don't know. Maybe he will use also this mine here. I think he should know about it. Yeah, she probably will, but you know, when you play Town Hall and Gold plus Iron on Plankton, you probably think that you will just rush and finish the game. So they doesn't think about being competitive after 10 minutes of peacetime. What do you drink? I have 2 cups. 2 cups. One is filled with compote. I think there is no word for compote in English. And the other is peach Lipton. It's like juice, but you just, you know, you put some fruits, water, and sugar, and just brew it. This is like, I put here apples and grapes. Combo doesn't polish. Ah, of course, of course. That's self-made. I usually brew it. Because, you know, now it's a season and my family, they had a dacha. A cottage. It's a cottage, well, it's dacha. And they plant and they grow a really huge amount of stuff, and I also help them a lot. And the grapes in this season is really good. Which means we had a really big amount of them. Do I see strawberry? That's not the season for strawberry. No, there is no strawberry. It's like a piece of apple which is completely melted, and it's colored by grapes. The grapes is like dark ones. Are dark ones. Pikes. What's going on actually? Let me check. The bad thing for Golem here is that he is targeting a town hall as a main vector of his economy, but by this timing, 33rd minute, only 3 metallurgists, which is not okay. Horses for horse run. I was told that Sado and Klaas thought that I was horse rushing during our game against ducks, which was really funny. because I don't even had an intention of horse rushing. We just needed some horses for a team, and we played iron only, which maybe show some kind of lack of understanding of what is going on in modern Knights and Merchants. use it on the final. Well, I think that this map. Well, okay, I don't want to show all the cards, and the execution, my performance here was. Well, it wasn't good at all. Okay. But well, the overall vector is probably still it still was right. But maybe exactly on that location, going iron only mode is not good because iron position here, location of iron mountains is really not comfortable. And they had a really nice green valley just on the right. So it's maybe better to make something aggressive, but with default build, but more aggressive, combined with iron only on the top. Because iron only is, I think it's by far more stronger on this map on the rest of locations, maybe. Need to check it out, maybe, but I'm just too lazy to check it out and build it for myself in single player. So, well, I know how. Well, how would I say this? Not curious, but how sensible. Okay, how sensible Ritter to traffic jams, and he really likes to put his finger to some person and tell me, haha, he has his traffic issues. But I still don't get it, how it's possible to avoid them with leaving no space under in. And especially when in is on the one of the main side roads. I mean, the whole his town is connected with two of those roads, and maybe the third one is also necessary here. Maybe, and I just decided to cosplay him a little bit today. What can I say? Two guys from the bottom there cooking some default. Like, the most default. No, like, no 3+2 iron mines, iron production. No ore storing. Okay, slide. I cannot count this as ore storing. No, I just... You know, there is a meme that every self-respected man feel themselves like not able to work if they have temperature 37.2. That's just like some kind of a meme. Although actually it's obviously not that high, and it's possible to operate somehow, but you feel so unwilling to do that to this. So here comes the town hall, which is still like brach. I don't know. He stored some gold ore, but in this case he will need really huge amount of coal mines. It would be not enough. And here's Terry is going to do something terrible. Well, jokes aside, I don't get this decision. Why she decided to make it 2+3, which is kinda weird. Okay, this might be just a fence. Just a plan. Tried my best. So Richter finally decided to cut all of those trees. I'm still not sure that moving here and in was a good decision. I mean, the whole amount of wood on this map, on all of those locations, so huge. So there were probably no need in saving those two for one cycle of like planting and cutting. Some maps position and like tempos might have been better, in my opinion. Yeah, it's mirrored. Like, Zhizha and Golem, they have the same position of storehouse. The initial position. The same goes for Terry and Rita. That's why this map is good. And, like, honest. And just. Maybe just is better to describe. Second in, well, they should think more about food, actually. Especially Terry. Actually got them too, because it's possible to get all of those fishes. There are a lot of them, but it requires a lot of effort to do this. Something is not okay with timbers? Or they are on their way? I don't see it. Seems like some troubles are here. Or maybe just too many buildings are planned to be built at the same time. I'm not sure too, actually. I think that the distances is what's ruining Town Hall. Town Hall is great when you have big amount of mines, both iron and especially gold ones, nearby and close to each other. So you can build your gold production really fast. And then switch your focus on iron or militia or market or even free branches. Otherwise, it's too long, you know? You can, instead of, while you make this long road to mountain, you can just build some farms on the way. And get some value. This is one more instrument of balancing for map makers. The problem is that the whole amount of map makers is too low, and Zhizha is experiencing some much more feasible wood issues. I mean, he's playing default strategy. He is in huge need of wooden weapons, and right now he cannot even build some extra buildings. Because he haven't touched all of those trees, which is kind of a huge mistake, I think. Because yeah, no such thing here for Golem. And this is good. So he decided to plant and cut those trees on the bottom. But nah, I don't like the decision. Because why should he take all of those trees from the bottom when he can just take it from the top, which is by far much closer? Compote is over. It's time for Lipton. Well, what's about Rita? 16 skins, 32. Well, that's a nice result. What about trees? Wood. Seems also nice for him. Only 2 iron smithies. Well, he's going to build the third one, but he has only 3 iron mines, so I think that's fine for him. The problem is that he probably craved and desired to make some more leather units. And as we can see, there is probably an issue with corn spenders. It's like 5.5 for 8 farms. That's why we see a lot of extra not used corn. And the overall issues with wood. Actually, that's a huge vulnerability for the bottom team. I mean, maybe. Town hall strategy is not perfect. Is a not perfect choice for this map, but their macro strategy is really simple. You just release and go. And if you fail playing default here, you have no chances to defend this. The thing is that if you not fail, you are perfectly fine, but he failed. Which makes it all far more interesting. Also, Terry is better with her strategy, I think. But still, I'm not pleased with those 4 gold mines to make a town hall. I mean, you can make 4, for example, if you want to make rocks. Players tend to underestimate rocks, but they are not right in my opinion. But for barbarians, it's just not enough in my opinion. Okay, she will have 20 barbarians. Barbarians are strong when they get their critical mass. When your opponent cannot kill them really fast and they kill enemies just faster. But if they die, it's a huge... and they die easily when there are few of them. It's a huge resource lost. And in this case, you rely on your iron. But how can you rely on iron without swordmen? I mean, you can rely on pikes if you play against knights, but that's not the case. X-bows are fine, but X-bows cannot carry the game alone. They need some time to shoot and space and some protection. Not that huge as rogues, of course, but still they need protection. And they need time, because if they're in melee units, they just die faster. You can nothing to do except fleeing. Just to flee with your X-bows and do nothing. Because when you stop shooting, the enemies just recover their health points. So you cannot make the last hit to kill. Okay, there is market to support it somehow. The main question is how exactly. Swords. The thing is, the main question is what he's going to release with from his town hall. I mean, I don't think that this would be rogues. I really doubt it. But maybe he is going to make only melee units. In this case, though, he definitely needs one more armor smith, because, you know, making only sword, there is some kind of micromanagement. So he just, okay, those all of his weapon smithies are just staying idle. You know, yeah, thank you. Streamчика. I just like this combination of English and Russian grammar. Well, at least she's going to get some, not some, but quite a lot of militias. The problem is that for this, you need more recruits. And the question is, how it's possible to get them? Because right now, she's in need of 72. Having only 31. Which is completely not enough. And all of this combo reminds me on one of my favorite strategies, which I actually showed in the first game. when I played so-called Bomzhi. Well, Bomzh is actually the abbreviation in Russian. Something like without certain place of living, which is used actually for very poor, and in this case, not quality units. And I used pikes plus rocks plus militias. The thing is that pikes plus rocks is by far more efficient than X-bows with such low amount of barbarians. And yeah, to do this you need a lot of recruits. Destroy town. Well, first of all, you have to get all the gold back. Yeah, only melee can have some place, can a place and good execution in 1 versus 1. I agree. Sometimes it can be good. On open battlefields and if the enemy locations has no option to, you know, to camp. When you can just go there and destroy. Smolensk. You know why? If we... How would I put this? Insk, we used to... Или just Insk. We used to name towns or cities in Russia. Новосибирск, Минусинск какой-нибудь, Иркутск. But in English, we should use something else. Not allowed to destroy TH. It's not allowed. Both TH, I think, and barracks. The thing is that it won't provide you much, because right now you're limited with only 50 units to release in such way, and all the rest would be just lost. I think, yeah. Well, if he's from Russia, he is Uvinsk или Grustinsk. But if we invent some English name for his town, like Salisbury. Sadsgrad. Grad is not English. It's for, I mean, for the whole Slavic culture, maybe. But more likely for Serbia or countries like this. How many farms? It's 10 and 9. The thing is that you may have 10 farms, if you will, but the wooden weapon is the problem. Oh, and the records. Holy crap. I mean, the records for him are far... Salzburg. Yeah, Salzburg is better for Germany, for example. Salzburg. Actually, Ritter cannot show off too with his amount of records. While Terry actually managed to get them somehow. Yeah, I agree. And all of those two gentlemen, they told me to stop playing Genshin Impact and train. Actually, yeah. And now I see this. Okay, Ritter just failed a little bit with... Not a little bit, but still, with the records. Okay, but this Zhizha... Suka. It's unusual... Maybe. At least Terry executed it quite well, I think. It seems it's really close to be Bomzhi, but with just changing of unit setup. Boy, just prove, please, that when you have this amount of iron and maybe this amount of gold, it's better to make pikes and militias with rocks compared to barbarians, X-bows, and pikes and militias. Pikes, rocks just better than X-bows and barbarians in such amount, with such amount. Actually, Plankton is good. Is a big map for playing with those trash units. Okay, I think the English name can be Swarm. Swarm. Swarm is a good name for this. Zergrush, but Swarm is better. Just Swarm. So yeah, those are barbs and hello. You know, if you are in attack in rush, you have to release your town called maybe. And am I right to see? Okay, some knights here. Yeah, some knights are ready. Mass, not mass. It's more like swarm. Yeah, those two guys know the value of scouts, especially when they are broken and bugged. I mean, look at this area. That's just a vision of a tower. Baboon. Ah, okay. And Baboonessa. What kind of dance is this? Maybe tango? I don't know. So, okay, here comes barbs. The barbs. I hear some. Okay, a duel. It. Ah. Okay. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. It's too early to watch this, but I'm afraid, you know. I'm just a little bit afraid. If I were the bottom team. They maybe just don't know it, but Golem is... Well, he give them a minute with this delay. The team is too slow. Oh, goodness. Not 1 minute, but even 3, maybe 2 minutes. Why? I just don't get it. Just release the militias. Of course. They are just losing time. They're giving opportunity for the bottom to recover. What is classic? What is going on here? Free schools, free gold. Yeah. He at least he knows how to fix the issues he made. And the schools are working not perfectly, but fine. I mean, those 2-3 minutes which they were given, they can really fix all the issues. How many towers? 7, 5, 7, 0. Well, you know, after that case of disqualification in group stage on the previous tournament, I think he decided just not to build towers at all. Towers, well, you know, those times when towers were considered like for tool of camp, for campers and etc. is long gone, in my opinion. Towers are really great buildings, because 60 peace time as a game mode, it suffers from the shortness of the game. So, not shortness, how it's... Like, it's usually one attack, and that's all. And towers, they can fix this. They can prolong the game. Actually, on the other side, there is a problem that sometimes people just don't know what to do, and they just stay just for fun, because they just like this for 15 minutes. And then the troops are hungry, and they, oh, Holero, what to do? And then just go and die in some stupid way. Just like a coin toss. Who will die this time? There are two sides of 60 peace time. And towers, yeah, sometimes they are just a good addition to continue the game. I think Ritter is kinda self-confident. And I wouldn't be. He definitely sees the barbarians. He should probably consider a retreat. And this big amount of militias. Right now it's just obvious. Just flee, you fool. Your baboon in your team is not ready to support you. And here comes Golem, but I don't know. This is like a gentleman rush. I don't know how to call this. Guys, we are Russian, but you know, I will release my militia 6 minutes after peacetime end because I'm gentleman. I mean, Terry right now is by far more powerful. This is more powerful than all the rest. Zhizha is Zhizha. Zhizha is not ready to support this. The whole amount of his army is not great, to put it slightly. Ritter, well, Axis. Maybe he should do something with his wood painting. Though it seems like all of his 4 weapon workshops are working. But yeah, axes are required and shields are not. Maybe for trade. He is going to trade them for something. Maybe for food. What about food? As I still have some time to check it out. Well, it's by far more better for food for the bottom team. All the conditions, yeah. The tops are starving. Well, he didn't have. And now 38. And even more. Because they are slow. The top team is slow. Too slow. Well, the second ace from the sleeve on the bottom team, I think it might be better army control. Because those 2 players are a fan of fighting maps, though I'm not sure that they practiced recently. It's more likely... the contrary is more likely. But we'll see. The lack of information, actually, you know, the best decision. Click this and X. X, just X, here, and they are doomed. Because exactly this army would be smashed, and the Ritter would be just too late. But right now it's maybe not the time. But still, they still want to. And they see it. But right now the power is of the bottom team is concentrated on the right, so they can maybe lose a counter attack on the right, but seems like Ritter is threatened, so... frightened, I mean. And he wants to retreat. Zhizha, I think, doesn't mind shooting. Yeah. Okay, here comes the fight. Ritter decided to catch maybe militias. Well, I've seen his will to attack when he's playing against the rush strategy. It was his game against Trash, and it finished poorly for him. Here, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a good idea because he just caught all of militias off guard and killed them all. And there are a lot of barbarians which are really strong, but not in position. Those guys are just staying here for free, and they're completely ignored by maybe because I don't know. What the hell is this? Well, okay. Okay. Seems like... okay, there are some barbarians still here. And militias of Golem. X-bows are still alive. And knights here, well, they're still a threat, but some reinforcements here are going to fix this issue. Barbs here are caught, so he starts shooting. And what about those two? Rita lost a lot of bows here. Well, they both lost a lot of ranged units here, but... so they're going to push. I'm not sure that there is 11 axes and 5 knights. So it's maybe better a little bit to chill and regroup. As some towers are on their way, on their further way. So what do we have here? I think that's huge disparity in army power was just vaporized. Or not. Army power, maybe it's all about X-bows right now. And the problem is that sometimes it's difficult to push with X-bows only. They need some melees. They have some actually, to be honest. But barbarians are gone, almost. And they need something to rely on. And maybe to collect all of the pieces on the map they have. Which is quite a lot. They were waiting for too long. Ritter got a nice attack here, to be honest. After all, this one was actually good. And the time is obviously working for the bottom. Well, he should balance his weapons, I don't know. It's 3+1, but still they just don't work as intended. Some bread here. Well, and you know, right now, well, I think army power is still for the top team, but the thing is that this army power is just different between X-bows and bows, which is not that huge. And here we can see a lot of axemen, and axemen are really better than militias if we talk about their durability. And right now they counter-attack. Hello? Greetings. What is going on here? Terry? Golem actually went too far behind. Okay, and they decided to go back. Let us wait. Two markets. One for bread. And the second is untouched. Access for sausages. Two sausages. Swine farm. That's optimistic. The thing is, you know, it's like if me and Gross in our game against Trash after first attack decided to retreat and, well, to group up. That's just not possible, you know? The whole macro, your whole strategy is not about waiting. You either win or lose. And in order to win, you have to press. You have to push your opponent. You cannot give them time. And what exactly they are doing is giving time. Which is bad. It's not their win condition here. Their condition is to press, to push, to go forward. If you want to have your win condition as staying back and wait, you should probably play default. I mean, of course, it all relies on map condition, locations, and so on, but here we can see that the difference, the gap between them just vaporizes. I need to charge my phone. There is an assault. Zhizha, well, he's doing great things, I think, here. He caught off guard. And here, yeah, they are completely, I mean, they are pretty sure in their whole strength. And there are 7 knights, though I see only 5, but if they survive, it's they're doomed, the top ones. Actually, they're... Okay, still 4. Barbarians are still left, so there are some chances. But Golem, he doesn't... he's not supporting those barbarians. Maybe he don't have a possibility of doing this. Well, giving my sofa here was a mistake, actually. I thought I can relax here, maybe show a little bit of showing off with my new keyboard. Because it's magnetic and it's possible to connect it with Bluetooth. Which is actually really useful if you command this game on a sofa. So... X-Balls are trying to tank and stay, but no use. Okay, they will kill those two. In this case, they won't, but still, 4 knights. That's GG. That's over. Billions must die. The West has fallen. It's over. No, nah. Guys, do you use the keyboard scroll in this game? And now I knew some players which used it even before the remake era. Remake age. They used it in original because the scroll speed of this maneuver with mouse was too fast, and they used this one. Oh, I didn't even knew about this one. Well, it was okay. There is a counter attack on Rita, but bruh, they're not in time. They cannot support it with their own ranged units. They stuck, which is like, which seems like a build, just a throw, just a waste of militias. And those militias are just they cannot support because they are blocked by their own troops. Some barbs could actually do something, but not against 30 bowmen. Well, maybe middle button is actually better even than this scrolling. GG. Screen is my main monitor. It's more comfortable to use middle mouse. Well, it seems like my screen is 24 inches for full HD. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I don't know whether there's any information about the other games. Let me check. Oh, I missed the game yesterday. Sada won the Czech guys. Arrange games. The game it's Saturday, Friday, Mikos. So nothing for today. Oh, left is disinformation and TP. Who's TP? TP. Ah, toilet paper. That's Fanta. Angenta. Or Genta. Nah, we'll see. I don't know whether I will stream, whether I stream this or not. Oh, well, actually, the randoms here are not mirrored. They were just close. Really close. I'm not sure why they are not mirrored here. They should be. That's strange. As long as I know this map, the randoms here, they were equal, but here they are not. It's close, but they are not. It always was. Oh. По-моему, Олег, было, что прям зеркальное же было, или нет? Попарно. Ну что тут? Ну простили вы их просто нереальнейше. Просто прям пошли и пощадили. Не было. Возможно... Ну, видимо, мне показалось, кстати. Ладно. Мне казалось, что склады здесь попарно падают. Ну, чтобы вы понимали, этот GG-плеер... Ладно. А сейчас это не тот таймер, господи. Имеет вот так вот рекрутов на ПТ. Вот так вот он рекрутов имеет на ПТ. В 25 не зеркальным был. Мне казалось, где-то точно был зеркальным. Ну вот 100% был. Ридер тут почти полностью готов. Да, ему немножко реков не хватает, но в масштабах этой карты это не страшно. А вот тут, пожалуйста. Он тут и с деревом сидел на 45-й, вообще в ноль. Там он не мог, у него 5 зданий стояло, и 5 луков лежало вот здесь. И все. У него деревья немножко внизу были. Вам надо было бежать. Так вы выбрали стратегию, которая и видит, она должна рашить. Но вы же понимаете, что если вы играете железо-муник, вы не можете с дефолтом играть в долгую. Вы же просто обязаны идти на вынос. А вы что-то стояли, голем там спустя 1,5 минуты варвара вывел. У тебя менты спустя 3 минуты отсюда выходят. Что-то стоите, потом мнетесь. Андрюха все свои проблемы фиксит по-быстрому, потому что он поставил 3 выплавки, 3 школы. Ты уж понял, чем дело пахнет. Быстренько все это добрал. А дальше у вас все равно было преимущество на момент драки. Но там вас просто Сергей Вячеславович на характере поймал. Почему они так долго шли спрать? Вот пусть они тебе и ответят. Тут вон какой разнос-разброс. Но вот это все надо было просто вывести сразу, а не тянуть вот настолько. Времени надо было. Не может быть у вас в раш-стратегиях этого времени. Вы либо идете, либо не идете. Тут как бы все просто. Это вот это Андрюхе надо было больше времени, а вам не надо было больше времени. Вот это вот все еще сидит на момент сейчас 0.5. Вы что-то стоите здесь. Что-то ждете. Человек, он просто не поверил, сам что-то вперед пошел. Потом варваров увидел, потом вот это увидел и показал, давай назад отдавай. Ну, просто на часах-то уже 1:06. А здесь потом Серега просто на характере тебе всех ментов схавал, потому что, ну, нельзя так ментов использовать, конечно. Ну, 49 пачка в одной. Ментов сплитить надо, разделять, спинку заходить, по флангам как-то. Заполнять ими дыры, чтобы не окружали сильную пехоту. А вот они тут просто стоят, он тебе из тумана луков подвел сюда и давай их расстреливать за даром. просто вышел, у тебя конями кетч, все. У тебя арбы не в позиции, помогать не могут. Вары тоже не уделал. Вот это вот тут все и началось. Я, конечно, понимаю, что с игры это всегда не так хорошо видно, как со спеков, но очевидная херня. Пики вот еще, да, то есть у врагов единственные кони здесь тусят. В обозримую. Пики вниз утопали. Вары все пришли с запозданием, когда все менты сдохли, и пришли не аккурат под стрелков. Вот это я вообще не понял. Вот этого момента. Ну, то есть, чисто фри-пачка стоит, вообще голая. Ну вот прям вот такие же сладенькие, как те менты сверху. Но не заинтересовало предложение. Вообще. Хотя, ну, здесь как бы есть юниты у вас. Арбов сюда, мечей, часть сюда и все. Вот это отзонить просто отсюда. А наверх уже весь рассыпался, потому что, да. И это учитывайте, что графики армии вот так. Вот такая разница. Там пунктов 200. А дальше дело техники. Че, у вас одни арбы живые? Ну, понимаете, вот даже несмотря на то, что все арбы, только арбы живые, вам надо было один хер кровь из носу и их допушивать. Ну, не было у вас варианта с таким сетапом армии отходить назад. Вообще никак. Это по макро не вывозится, если отходить назад. Вы вот здесь перегруппировались, собрались и пошли дальше. Но вы постояли, потом что-то вообще быканули здесь, потом ушли, и все. Игра проиграна. Тут сюда вот просто арбов на халяву немножко отдали. И все. Гагам. А так, не, Андрюха шансы давал нереальнейшие просто. Ладненько. На английском посмотрели. На русском ответили. Я пойду гляну рейд. И, скорее всего, ничего не будет. И пойду куда-нибудь. Диван, если что, только сейчас принес под самый конец. Так-то игра была довольно бодрячком, и я сейчас там еще на английском терял, поэтому было нормально. Но рейдить некого. Жижа. Да. Все, ребят. Там вроде что-то еще вечером будет, но я там Don't Talk Бацо и Thunder с Гентером. Но что-то мне сдается, что это будет опять игра уровня XT, где одни могут сидеть рофлить и все равно выиграют. Поэтому не уверен, что я хочу это смотреть. Все. Пока. Удачи.